The Golden State Warriors have had an interesting season. After winning an NBA championship a year prior, the team just didn't have that same spark this year. They were the 6th seed this season, winning just 44 games. The offense was still very good, but the defense fell off a cliff. They had just the 14th best defensive rating after being the 2nd best in this category the year prior. Now, a lot of different things attributed to this. Andrew Wiggins' absence, Klay Thompson's defensive decline, but besides that, the vibes were just off for the entire year as there seemed to be a dark, ominous cloud hanging above the Chase Center, and we all know why that was. Enter Draymond Green. Draymond Green has been a member of the Golden State Warriors for his entire 11-year career. The 6'6" forward has made quite the name for himself due to his insane defensive IQ, never-ending motor, and his on-court antics. You see, despite having a Hall of Fame career, Draymond honestly might be more remembered for his aggressive nature. Time and time again, you can see clips of Draymond Green barking at teammates, barking at opponents, and barking at the refs. It's also the consistent cheap shots and dirty plays that Draymond Green takes that has given him the label as a dirty player. Over his career, Draymond Green has 164 total technical fouls in both the regular and postseason. He has 19 flagrant fouls, 4 career suspensions, and just in the playoffs alone, he has $1.3 million in NBA fines. There's no denying his talent, but his antics weigh heavy on the Golden State Warriors as they are the ones who pay for it the most. And it's his egregious acts that are ruining the Golden State Warriors. So let's take a look at some of the most detrimental things he's done to this team. November 13th, 2018. With the game tied against the Los Angeles Clippers, Draymond Green grabs the defensive rebound and looks to push the ball. Everyone is expecting him to pass the ball to either Kevin Durant or maybe Klay Thompson. Well, everyone except for Draymond Green. Pushing the break, Draymond Green fumbles the ball, loses control of it, and the Warriors do not get a shot up. Now they must play overtime. Heading back into the huddle, a frustrated Kevin Durant goes to talk to Draymond, who immediately shuts him down. And with that, a rift is caused. Reports talk about how Draymond Green essentially belittled Kevin Durant, talking about how they were just fine without him, and if that he were to leave, they would be just fine in the future. And it was this that seemed to have a drastic effect on the Warriors season. A team that was deemed unbeatable suddenly became vulnerable, and eventually they would lose in the NBA Finals. Now, injuries played a part in this, but Kevin Durant would leave that offseason, and over the next 2 seasons, the Warriors would look to retool. Then 2022 came around, and the Warriors were back at the top of the NBA, winning their 4th championship in 7 years. Stephen Curry was the Finals MVP. Klay Thompson returned back to form, Draymond Green was a huge defensive boost, and Andrew Wiggins was able to use this run to turn his career around. And there was another player that was a huge component to this Warriors run, and that was Jordan Poole. Poole was a late 1st-round pick for the Warriors in 2019, who quickly turned into one of the best young guards in the league. At just 22 years old, Poole was arguably the 2nd best offensive player on that championship team, averaging 17 points on 50, 39, 91 shooting splits in that playoff run. He was rewarded with a hefty extension and looked at as that team's future. He was going to have first dibs on the franchise once Stephen Curry retired, as Golden State looked to transition into the new era. That was until last summer.
So guys, the Warriors are reviewing Draymond Green's altercation with Jordan Poole.
What was your initial reaction? How do you feel about it now that you've seen it?
It broke my heart. It's going to leave a stain on their relationship that it will never be the same.
I need to get a little bit more context on what happened, but again, I just never think it needs to get to that point.
Things have to play out, and you keep moving forward.
Draymond Green punched his teammate Jordan Poole after the two had a heated back and forth, and the response from the Warriors was essentially nothing. They were loyal to Draymond and essentially let him off scot-free. Soon after season's end, Jordan Poole was traded and the team chose to re-sign Draymond Green. This move essentially alienated Jordan Poole. They chose Draymond over him, and now most, if not all, of your future is gone. It's things like this that can weird anyone out about a certain franchise. In a 4-year span, Draymond Green has pushed both Jordan Poole and Kevin Durant out of the organization. But that's not all. There was a report that Jonathan Kuminga doesn't have a relationship with Draymond Green, and that Draymond Green is actually the one who needs to initiate it. Your 7th overall pick doesn't have a relationship with your Hall of Fame player? I mean, that just doesn't sound all too good. And then the cherry on top. In an interview, Draymond Green talked about newly acquired Chris Paul and his disliking for him. I mean, is that how you want to introduce your teammate to the team? Now, the Warriors of course have been able to get over Draymond's antics, but It's hard not to imagine what could have been, and who knows what other things could pop up in the future. All I know is it's going to be a very interesting season for this Warriors team.